Good morning, students. In last class, we discussed 5 variable and 6 variable K-map, and today we are going to discuss simplification or minimization SOP forms. Okay, how to simplify given SOP form equations, and here simplification means this topic explains how to implement given Boolean function or logic function with the minimum cost. This topic explains how to implement given Boolean function with minimum cost. Cost indicates the number of gates presented for the implementation plus number of variables or number of inputs. Inputs are variable. These two factors will decide the cost. For example, to implement a Boolean function, you needed two input AND gates and three two input OR gates, and this function having three inputs or three variables. Then the total cost to implement the given Boolean function is 2 plus 3 plus 3, 8. The total cost is 8 to implement the Boolean function. Okay. Here, for the simplification, we have the rules. Step 1 is from the given Boolean function, after applying to the K-map, generate all possible prime implicates. All possible prime implicants. Prime implicants nothing but grouping the minterms. Generate all the grouping of the minterms. Generate all prime implicants. All prime implicants nothing but first group the minterms. Okay. A group of minterms known as prime implicant. Second one is from above groups find set of essential prime implicants, EPI, essential prime implicant. From above prime implicants, generate essential prime implicants. Third step, if the set of essential prime implicants cover all minterms of the Boolean function or logic function, then the set is our desired expression. Okay. What you have to do is, a equation is given to you for the simplification, then apply the K-map, then do the grouping. In the grouping, decide which are essential prime implicants and look if the essential prime implicants cover all minterms of the Boolean function. If it covers all the minterms of the Boolean function, that is our answer. Otherwise, essential prime implicants not covering all minterms. Otherwise, determine non-essential prime implicants, non-essential prime implicants that should be added to form a complete cover of minterms in Boolean function or logic function. These are the three steps are there to simplify. Now we will see one example how to simplify, then you will get the clear idea. And before going to the example, a node is logic function. Okay, final answer. If final answer contain essential prime implicants, final answer contains essential prime implicants, then it will be implemented with least cost. Okay. If the final answer contains essential prime implicants, then it will be implemented with less cost. Okay. Prime implicant nothing but a group of minterms. Essential prime implicant means if at least one minterm not shared by other groups, that is essential prime implicant. With one example, you can understand clearly. And the example is simplify below Boolean function with minimum cost. Okay, sigma x y z 1 2 3 5. Simplify this equation with minimum cost. Now the expression is already in the standard SOP form, so directly apply to K-map. Here, which variable K-map we need to use? 3 variable K-map, because we are having 3 variables x, y, z at sigma. So draw the 3 variable K-map. Okay. Wherever the minterms are presented, keep 1. M1, M2, M3, M5. Next, after applying first step, generate all possible groups. First of all, generate all prime implicants, nothing but generate all possible groups. So, whenever you are grouping minterms, you need to look for in 3 variable K-map. First, you need to look for 8 minterms as a group. If not possible, then you have to go for the 4 minterms as a group. If 4 minterms as a group also not possible, then go with the 2 minterms as a group. Like that, you have to decrease the order. Here, 8 minterms as a group is not possible. 4 minterms as a group also not possible. So, we need to try 2 minterms as a group. So, M1, M3 side by side cells adjacent. So, this is one group. G1. Next, M2, M3 also side by side. This is one group. G2. Okay. See, M5, M1. These two also adjacent. With M5, M1, you can form one group. This is G3. Okay. Like this, generate all possible groups. Those groups are called prime implicants. Those groups are called prime implicants. So what are the prime implicants we are having? Prime implicants G1, G2, G. Now G1 is having, from this prime implicants, we need to define which are essential prime implicants, because essential prime implicants will reduce the cost of implementation. So our step 2 is find set of essential prime implicants. In these 3, which are essential prime implicants? Now we look. G1 is group of M1 and M3 minterms. G2 is group of M2 and M3 minterms. G3 is group of M5, M1. Now first look for the G1. Okay, in G1 we are having two minterms M1, M3. Look M1. Is it present in other groups? In G3 it is presented. In G3 it is presented. Look for the M3. M3 is also presented in G2. So G1 is not essential prime implicant. We should have at least one minterm should not be shared with other group. At least one minterm should not be shared with other group. But here G1 having two minterms, M1 is presented in G3, M3 is presented in G2. So two minterms are presented in other groups. So this is not a essential prime implicant. Then look for the G2. G2 having M2 and M3 minterms. M2 minterm is not presented in G1 or G3. M2 minterm is not presented in G1 and G3. If we have at least one minterm not presented in other groups, that is essential prime implicant. So G2 is essential prime implicant. Next is G3, M5 and M1. We are having two minterms. Look the M5. M5 is not presented in G1 or G2. If we have at least one minterm not presented in other groups, that is essential prime implicant. So G3 is also essential prime implicant. Okay. Now, our final answer, final expression, F is equal to essential prime implicant G2 and G3. Now we need to check this G2 and G3. Now we have to go for the step 3. Step 2 is over. Now go with the step 3 for the checking of the final answer. Okay. F is equal to G2 plus G3. We have written essential prime implicants. Now check. Set of EPA cover all minterms of the Boolean function. Then that set is our desired expression. See G2. G2 is covering, look the expression. Look the expression. G2 is covering 2 and 3. 2 and 3 covering by G2. Next, look the G3. G3 is covering 1 and 5. So, these two essential prime implicants covering the minterms, all the minterms in the given Boolean function. G2 and G3 are covering all the minterms in the given Boolean function. So this is our final expression. Otherwise, we have to go with the non-essential prime implicants. Okay. Our expression, our answer is G1 is not essential prime implicant. So G2 and G3 are essential prime implicants. So we have a chance to write the final expression as set of essential prime implicants. So you have written the final answer as set of essential prime implicants. It is valid if these two sets G2 and G3 covering all the minterms in the given Boolean function F. So G2 is covering 2, 3, G3 is covering 1, 5 minterms. So this is our desired answer. Okay. Now you have to write the expression for G2 and G3. You have to write the expression for G2 and G3. F is equal to G2. G2 is which are constant, X and Y are constant along the group. X is 0, Y is 1. G3. G3 which are constant, X value is changing, Y value is 0, Z value is 1. So Y bar Z. So this expression we can implement with minimum cost. Okay, Amma? First you have to form the groups, then from the groups you have to find which are essential prime implicants. Then in the final answer you have to write the essential prime implicants. And again you have to check these prime implicants covering all the minterms in the given expression or not. If you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, we'll go with another problem. Okay, going to the next problem. Simplify below expression f is equal to sigma. Min terms can be implemented with small m. Min term 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 15. Simplify this expression with minimum cost. He did not mention which variable K-map we need to use. In this case, what you have to do is look for the larger minterm. Larger minterm is 15. And 15 can be written in binary with 4 bits. Okay? So 4 bits. Each bit indicates one variable. So we have to use 4 variable K-map. The expression is already in standard XOP form. So directly apply the expression into the K-map. Wx, Yz. Okay. M0, M3. Now, wherever the midterms are there, keep 1. M0, M2, M4, M5, M7, M8, 9, 15. Now, try to form the groups. While grouping, first you need to look for 16 midterms as a group, then look for the 8 midterms, 4, next to 2. Here, 8 midterms as a group not possible, 4 midterms also not possible. So try to form 2 midterms as a group. So these two, one group, G1. These two also one group, you can form G2. These two also you can form one group, G3. These two also you can form one group, G4. These two you can form one group, G5. This corner, this one and this one you can form one group. Okay, G6. And this one also adjacent to each other, you can form one group. G7. Okay, we generated all the possible groups. Okay, what are the prime implicants? Prime implicants are G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G6, G7. In this, now post your answer to the chat box, which are essential prime implicants. In these groups, which are essential prime implicants. Which are essential prime implicants. Look for the, post your answer in the chat box. Okay, to consider a group as essential prime implicant, we should have at least one minterm which is not covered by other minterms, other groups, G1, G6, G5, G4. Okay, let us get other answers. G4, G5, G7. G4, G5, G7. Correct, Amma. G4, G5, G7. Now, okay. See, G1. G1, we are having two midterms, but this midterm is already part of G2. This midterm is already part of G6 and G7. So G1 is not a prime implicant. Next, G2. In G2, we are having two midterms. M4 midterm is part of G1. M5 midterm is part of G3. So it is also not essential prime implicant. G3. In G3, we are having M7, M15. Okay, M7, M5. M5 is part of G2. M7 is part of G4. So it is also not prime implicant. G4. In G4, M7 is part of G3. M15 is alone. It is not part of any group. So essential prime implicant is G4. Next, G5. In G5, M8 is part of G6. M8 is part of G6. But M9 is alone. It is not part of any group. So G5. G6. G6, we have one midterm here, another midterm here. This midterm M0 is part of G1 and G7. This midterm is part of G5. So it is also not essential prime implicant. So next one is G7. M2 is alone. It is not part of any group. So we have G7. So final expression, F is equal to G4 plus G5 plus G7. Okay. Now, before writing the final expression, group expressions, first to find check whether all the midterms in the given expression covered by these essential prime implicants. Now check G4, M7, M15. G4 is covering M7, M15. Okay. Next, G5. G5 is covering M8, M9. M8, M9 covering by G5. G7, M2, M0. M2, M0 is covering these two. Now, these three essential prime implicants not covering all the midterms in the given expression. So this is not our final expression. Our answers should cover all the midterms in the given expression. So what are remaining? 4 and 5 are remaining. So here essential prime implicants are G4, G5, G7. Non-essential prime implicants are G1, G2, G3, G6. Now we have to pick one group from the non-essential prime implicants to be covered these 4 and 5 midterms. We need to pick one group or more than one group also, okay, to cover these 4 and 5 midterms. Look for the 4 and 5 midterms which are covered by this non-essential prime implicant. 4 and 5. 4 and 5 is covered with G2. 4 and 5 is covered with G2. So our answer is F is equal to G4 plus G5 plus G7 plus G2. We are adding G2 because essential prime implicants are not covering all the midterms in the given expression F. So we are adding one non-essential prime implicant. Okay. This is the step 3 otherwise condition. Okay, in the step 3 rule, otherwise condition. If the essential prime implicants do not cover all the midterms in the given expression, we have to take the non-essential prime implicant. Now write down the expression. F is equal to G4. G4, W is varying, X is constant and 1. So X, Y, Z. Next G5. W value 1, 0 is X. So X bar. Y value constant and 0. G7. Look for this one. W is 0, X is 0. Constant. So W bar, X bar. And Z bar. G2. 0, 1. Those are constant W. And here Y value is constant. Y bar. Okay. Okay, this is our final answer. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. First, generate all possible groups, and from that groups separate essential prime implicants. Our answer is set of essential prime implicants, and that answer should satisfy the condition of covering all midterms in the given Boolean function. Otherwise, this is not our answer. Okay, we have to pick one non-essential prime implicant to cover other midterms in the given Boolean function. If you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, we will go to the next one. Okay. Simplification POS forms. Simplification or minimization of POS forms. Okay. The simplification rules are same for SOP forms and POS form. For clear understanding, okay. SOP form contains minterms, okay, contains minterms, that is f is equal to 1, SOP form contain minterms. Minterms indicated by f is equal to 1 in truth table. Okay, POS form contains match term. Match terms indicated with f is equal to 0 in truth table. Okay. Second point is common to both. Okay. Consider XOR gate truth table. Two input XOR gate truth table. A, B inputs, F is the output. These two are the inputs, output. Now write on the truth table 0 0 XOR gate 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Okay. Here f is equal to 0 indicates max terms. So this is and this one are max terms. These two are max terms. And here f is equal to 1 for these two. A is equal to, okay, AB is 0 1 and 1 0. Output is 1. So these two are indicates min terms. And we indicate this one f is equal to sigma x comma y. Wherever the 1 is there, write the corresponding terms. 0 1 nothing but 1, 1 0 nothing but 2. Or you can also express this one in max terms pi x comma y. It is 0 for 0. It is 0 for 3. 1 1 nothing but 3. Okay. Second point is common for the both. Okay, Amma? Now, third point. Before going to the third point, SOP form contains min terms indicated by f is equal to 1 in truth table. POS form contains match terms indicated by f is equal to 0 in the truth table. Okay. We are, for the explanation, we are taking one simple XOR gate. This is the truth table. Here, wherever f is 0, that is indicates match terms. Wherever f is 1, that indicates min terms. We have written here mathematical form. Next, third point. Okay. In K-map, minterms indicated with 0. Sorry, minterms indicated with 1. In POS form, in K-map, max terms indicated with 0. Max terms indicated with 0. Now apply that expression f is equal to sigma x comma y 1 comma 2. Here f is equal to same expression but with max terms 0 comma 3. Okay, we are using two variable K-map. Wherever the minterm is 1, keep 1 in the corresponding boxes. Here it is 1. M2 is 1. Now come to here. X, Y, 0, 1, 0, 1. Now, wherever the 0 value is there, 0, 0 is 0, keep that values 0. Keep those values 0. 3, 1, 1 indicates 3. So keep 0. Okay. Now, here, grouping produce product to term and 0 indicated with a bar, 1 indicated with variable a. Here, grouping rules are same for the max terms also. Grouping produce some term, and 0 is indicated with variable, 1 is indicated with complement. Next, okay, here we are having two groups. We can't group these two minterms as one because these are diagonal, not adjacent. So we are having two groups, G1 and G2. Here also, these two match terms we can't combine as single group because these are diagonal. So we are forming two different groups, G1, G2. Final expression, okay, F is equal to, we know here, sum of these groups. Sum of groups. Here, product of groups. So here F is equal to G1 plus G2. Here F is equal to G1 into G2. Okay, ma? Here grouping produce product to term. So we are having two groups, G1, G2. Product to term, nothing but C G1. Okay, G1, we are having X, Y. X value is 0, Y value is 1. So 0 is indicated with complement, X bar product. While writing the next variable, you have to go with product. Y is 1. 1 is indicated with variable. Similarly, G2, XY values are 1, 0. So 1 is indicated with x, 0 is indicated with y comma. So f is equal to x bar y plus x y bar. Come to here, G1. What is G1? X and y, 0, 0. So 0 is indicated with variable, so x. While going to the next variable, you have to go with plus symbol. So sum term. Here it is producing product term, here it is sum term. So y is also 0. 0 is indicated with variable. Next is G2. X, y is 1, 1. 1 is indicated with complement. So x bar plus 1 is indicated with complement y bar. So f is equal to okay. That's all. Remaining is same. Remaining is same. Minimization of expo POS form is same. If you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, we'll go to one problem. Okay. Going with one problem. Rules are same. For the minimization, rules are same for POS and SOP form. Simplify f is equal to 5. Max terms indicated with capital M. 5M 0, 4, 6, 7. Here also he did not mention which variable K-map we need to use. So identify the large max term and it can be written with 3 bits. So we have to use 3 variable K-map. Rules are same for the minimization. Apply to K-map. 3 variable K-map. First to draw Wx, y, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Wherever the 0 is there, okay, wherever the max terms are presented, keep 0 in those corresponding boxes. Okay, this is M0, M1, M2, M3, M6, M7, M4, M5. Now keep 1 in the corresponding boxes. 0, 4, 6, 7. 0, 4, 6, 7. Next, after applying K-map, generate all prime implicants. What is the step 1? Generate all prime implicants. So write down prime implicants. In grouping, we have to look for 8 max terms as a group first, then look for 4 max terms, then look for 2. Here 8 max terms as a group not possible, 4 max terms also not possible, then look for 2. So this is one group, this is one group, and these two also are adjacent to each other. So this is one group. So we are having 3 groups, G1, G2, and this one is G3. So G1, G2, G3. And in this, define essential prime implicants and also write non-essential prime implicants. Essential prime implicants, G1. Look the G1. G1 having M6 and M7 max terms. M7 is not covered with any other group. So it is a essential prime implicant. G1. G2. It is having 2 max terms. M6 and M4. M6 is covered in G1, M4 is covered in G3. So it is not a essential prime implicant. It is non-essential prime implicant. Next G3. Here M0 is not covered with any other group, so it is a essential prime implicant G3. So the final expression is set of essential prime implicants. F is equal to G1 into G3 product. Don't forget this. Don't write less. Plus you have to write whenever you are simplifying SOP form equation. This is POS form equation. So into. Now check whether these essential prime implicants covering the minterms in the given match terms in the given function. G1 is covering M6 and M7. M6 and M7 covering with G1. G3 is covering M4 and M0. So these two essential prime implicants covering all the minterms. So this is our final expression. And what is the G1 and G3? G1 is equal to, look the G1, whichever the constants Wx is constant and those values are 1. Wx is constant and those values are 1. So G1 is W bar plus X bar. G3. Okay. W is changing 0 to 1. Don't write. X is 0, 0 only. X is 0. 0 is indicated with variable. Y is also 0. So X plus Y. So X is equal to W bar plus X bar into. Okay, Amma. This is the G1, G3. All max terms covered. All max terms covered. So this is our final expression. And if you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, we will end the session. Okay. Simplification of POH form is similar to SOP form only, but they whatever the differences I discussed, those 5 points will differ. Okay. There we write groups with product term. Here we write groups with sum term. And final expression we write there with sum. Here we write as product. Okay. Remaining is same. If you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, in the next class, we will discuss don't get conditions. Okay, ma? Okay. Ending the meeting.